here today to visit with a very special friend in Emporia. Some of you know him as doctor, some of us know him as senator, but the man of the hour is Dr. Jim Barnett. Please help me give him a welcome.
Join me to be a little bit closer over here. Thank you so much, Carolyn and John. It's such a privilege and a wonderful feeling to be here today. John and Carolyn have been my supporters from day one when I started running for a public office. And John and I traveled to Wichita yesterday for a couple of interviews, and I asked him if he might be able to drive so I could make some phone calls. And John had as many phone calls to make as I had to make. We kind of spelled each other at each McDonald's we would turn and take turns and make our calls. And then I called Mom as I was coming home, and Mom said, "Jim, I think I need a cell phone." I said, "Mom, why do you need a cell phone?" She said, "I'm on the road a lot." So we're going to get a cell phone for Mom as well so she can help me with this campaign. I also want to recognize Emporia State University, which is home for me. And certainly President Lane and First Lady Lane. We are so fortunate to have their leadership at this university, and so pleased to have this opportunity on our campus. So Peggy and Mike, thank you so much for being here and for hosting this event as well. I also want to recognize County Chair of the Republican Party, Karen Hartenbauer, and we also have some great representatives that I'm honored to serve with. Don Hill, Peggy Mass, Tom Moxley here as well. So thank you all for being with us today. As you know, I'm a hometown boy. Grew up on a farm near Emporia. Went to Emporia State University for my graduate degree in chemistry, Bachelor of Arts. KU Med School, and I've been practicing medicine now for 27 years in Emporia. Serving in the Kansas Senate for the past 9 years. After what Yvonne and I have seen in Washington and on Wall Street, we are concerned. We think Washington is a mess right now. Spending too much, taxing too much, borrowing too much. And we feel it's time for better leadership. As a doctor, I learned a long time ago that if I would listen carefully to my patients, often they would tell me the right diagnosis. They may not use the right medical terms, but they knew inside what was wrong. And it was good for a couple reasons. One, I made the diagnosis correctly, more rapidly, and people also like to be listened to as well. At the same time, I've been listening to patients tell me their concerns about the direction of our country, the spending problems, the deficits problems, and they have offered to me their thoughts about how we can get this country on a better track. And that's why I'm launching my tour today for a prescription for prosperity to help bring better days to Kansas. Many times when I see people in the office, I'll tell them that the medicine I'm going to prescribe or the advice that I'm going to give, it may not taste good or sound good, but it's necessary to get well. And the same thing is true with our nation's finances right now. We have to get our spending under control so we don't saddle even our grandchildren and great-grandchildren with enormous debt. So when I go to Washington, I will advocate for tax cuts. I will advocate for middle tax cuts so families have more money in their pockets and businesses have better opportunities to thrive in this state and this nation. Every day, men and women go to work in this state. They don't want a handout. They don't want a bailout. They just want a good place to work and raise their families. One of the biggest problems we have in this district, in this state, is a brain drain. We have some of our brightest and best leave this state, pack up the U-Haul for Denver or Dallas, and with them we lose the opportunities for more families, more children in school, more nurses, more teachers, more doctors, and that has to be turned around. I think Kansas should be a leader in energy production. And a business in Colby should have the opportunity to have access to markets in Chicago and Cairo. And we should produce those fuel sources that power the economy of tomorrow. We need to make the United States of America the best place in the world to do business. Small business creates 7 out of 10 jobs in this nation. Why then does it take 37 hours average to complete a basic 1040? So tax reform, simplified tax codes have to be part of our goal as well. The role of government should be to help provide opportunities, not to create paperwork. We need a healthcare system that helps control costs. Healthcare is too unaffordable for too many families just to buy healthcare and healthcare insurance as well. We need a system with insurance reform so people with pre-existing conditions can have access to health care and not be excluded because they're the ones that need health care and health insurance the most. We need a system where health insurance is portable so that you own the product, you own the insurance product. So when you leave one job, you don't become uninsured. And last but not least, I want patients to have a choice of doctors, and I want doctors to be able to choose what kind of treatment is best for their patients. There are those who would say that America's best days are behind. I do not believe that. I think America's best days are ahead. But to do that, we need to elect good leaders. We need to elect people that can solve problems. Yvonne and I have often asked our children to think of the day ahead where they can look us in the eye and answer the question, what have you given back? And now, Yvonne, it's time for us to give back more. And for us to do that, we need your help. We need all of you to help us do that so that we can have an even better and stronger America. Thank you for coming. God bless you. I'd be happy to take any questions, comments if you have any. And again, thank you for being with us this morning. It's huge, and you'll know that the debate has transferred from the state level to the national level. So we need someone with a background in agriculture, and we need someone with a very good understanding of healthcare as we look at those reforms. So that's why I think I'm the best representative of the First Congressional District. Thank you. Second question, my patients. Let me tell you, I struggled with this decision for months, about half a year. And for those of you that know me, I can usually make a decision like that. But this one I couldn't because of my love for my patients, my love for the practice of medicine, my deep regard and respect for my partners, both current and retired. Thank you, Dr. Garcia, for being here. But I have made this decision because I feel so much better leadership is needed. My practice will remain the same for the coming year. The election is not held until the end of next year. So I will continue on taking care of patients just like I have. You know, for the past 9 years, I've been working 2 jobs, and I've been honored to do it. And I know there are other representatives that work other jobs as well, other legislators. But by starting early, working late, working weekends, I've been able to do it. And it certainly has made me a better legislator, a better public servant, because I've been able to stay in touch with the people that I need to represent, both in Topeka and now my hope in Washington, D.C. Thank you.